Bonjour, y'all. My name is Ollie, and this is of Venus. Welcome to your Animism astrology forecast for the full moon in Aries 2020. As you can see, I am greeting y'all from a very verdant, rainy or early autumnal Transylvania from the Hoya Bachi Woods that sometimes can be quite spooky, as it was before I found this tree stump that I can put my camera on. Yes, today we're gonna talk a little bit about the full moon in Aries that is happening today. But before all that, make sure you follow me on Instagram and the links down below at of_Venus to check out my astrology writings, get in touch, uh, reach out, as well as book your readings through the link below for your animist uh, understanding of astrology, to know how your own natal lunar phase guides you into your life, how the season you were born in alchemizes your experience of this world, so we can go towards our self-fulfillment, collective fulfillment, our quote-unquote success through the more pagan animist side of astrology, looking at polarities, integrating them, truly understanding the essence of wholeness through nature itself. Full moon in Aries time. Again, full moons are when the sun, better said, the moon, is 180 degrees from the sun from the Earth's point of view. So, from our point of view, the moon will reflect totally the sun's light. In all ancient practices, the sun was the equivalent of the original source that created creation. It is an image, a copy of creator, creatress itself, creation itself. Hello, squirrel. Can I film? Am I allowed to? I know it's a home. Peace. It was a squirrel, and it's customary to talk with the inhabitants of this place. I am just a guest. Do not want to disturb the squirrels. And before, a couple of minutes before doing this, there was like a hawk screaming for some whatever reason there. So if you hear a hawk or trains off in the distance, welcome to ambience. Can you hear the friend? He or she is really upset about something, but I don't know. Hopefully not us. We don't upset people or animals or spirits, don't we now? Moon, sun. So in all ancient traditions, the sun is the hologramic reflection of creation itself, the spark of divinity we all have. And the sun is now in the zodiacal sign of Libra. That means in the northern hemisphere, we are at the beginning of autumn. The equinox just happened a week ago, and in the summer hemisphere, shout out to my southern Aussie friends, Chilean friends, South African friends. Uh, Happy spring! It's springtime, so the Earth spins around itself and it tilts in 23-degree angles. So it's now the upper part is tilting uh, away from the sun, and the bottom half is going towards the sun. So now night gets longer each and every day. The sunlight gets shorter. The point of the equinox, where alchemically the negative feminine nightly side of the year is at its helm, set, sunset. It is the time of the ancient god set. What an autumn! What a season! this autumn is. So now we, well, uh, the moon is 180 degrees from the start point, the beginning point of Libra, in the opposite sign of Aries. That in tropical astrology, the tropical zodiac reflects the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere. So we have this very intense, like really tangible. It started raining, by the way. Love it. I love autumn. It's really beautiful. And when, especially this full moon, when it happens every year, and the other full moon, and in Aries season, Libra full moon, it is a privilege to really understand the concepts of polarity, because there's no better signs to teach polarity than Aries and Libra. Spring, autumn, masculine, feminine, good, bad, negative, etc. They are both male signs though. One is a fire sign, Aries, and one is an air sign, Libra. Earth, air and fire are both male. So we can say that it is the same coin, different faces. Though this polarity is, in essence, this is an opportunity to understand the fundamental aspects of Aries hidden in Libra and the fundamental essences of Libra hidden in Aries. One cannot exist without the other. They are both the same thing. 180 degrees in astrology is, and in everything geometric, is an opposition. And each aspect is governed by a planetary energy. Oppositions are ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the last planet you can see with your naked eye. It governs polarity because we are all living in the orbit of Saturn. It delineates reality. It masters the 3D realm. It is the polar opposite of Sun. So every opposition is in every chart is this full moon dynamic of something being reflected into something back, learning itself through each other. That is relationship. There's an interesting dynamic between Saturn-Venus relationship. This whole universe, this whole 3D realm is relationships. This forest can't exist without us. We can't exist without it. The same as moon, sun, everything is all in constant relationship in this sacred whole. This is relationship. Libra is the sign of partnership. It is the point where the sun has given its authority back to night. So it's the time of the year where we withdraw ourselves to explore the without, other things, other people. It is the social part of the year. We cannot live through autumn and winter without the help of everyone else. It is doable, don't get me wrong, but it is pretty shitty. So it's tough. It's hard to go through winter by ourselves. Our ancestors had to build community to interrelate, to build something strong that will survive the elements, the harshness of night. This is the gift of autumn and winter. Libra all the way to Pisces. And we're going to talk about cardinality. Like, Libra and Aries are cardinal signs, meaning that they represent the first third of a season. They are cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs. They delineate the beginning, the mid part, and the ending of a season. In this case, Libra is the beginning of autumn, Aries is the beginning of spring, Capricorn is the beginning of winter, and Cancer is the beginning of summer. Capricorn is very important this autumn because every intense planetary energy, the thing that reflects this difficult year that we collectively and personally go through is in Capricorn. Jupiter in its fall position in Capricorn, Saturn in its home sign of the feminine home sign of Capricorn, as well as Pluto there from 2008, all meeting all at once. So it's an extreme build up of intense energy. By the way, talking about Capricorn, you hear an ambulance going out. That reflects the circumstances we are all going through. Even if I'm in woods somewhere quite far away from other people, you can still hear an ambulance from time to time. That reflects the fact that the more we want to run away from circumstances, we cannot evade them whatsoever. The only way out is through. That is the most Capricorn teaching of them all. You cannot bypass winter, you have to go through it and honor it. So all these things are in Capricorn. Now the moon is in Aries and it squares Capricorn. It makes a 90-degree angle. Spring with winter. There's similar energies, but they want completely different things. One is feminine, one is masculine. There's tension there. It's creative tension. So we have Mars retrograde now in Aries, and it's actually squaring Saturn at the moment, the ruler of all the malefic craziness in Capricorn. Mars in ancient astrology is a malefic itself. So it's a very intense time, and it'll be intense all autumn. So instead of being afraid of the challenges, you have to just really meet them with courage. Like, take the extra effort and pivot towards whatever is coming at you and face you to alchemize it. If the only way out through our circumstances is to really go deep in them and just be. We're all going through it. It's like a blockage of time itself that we have to move towards. You know, in the spiritual community, I'm sure if you walk those paths, you hear a lot about the age of Aquarius, this new age we want to bring forth. Even in news, it's like a new world is forming. But yeah, seldomly we talk about when creation happens, the process of withdrawal, of contraction. And this is what cardinal signs represent. The beginning of something is always a withdrawal of something else. So all these energies in cardinal signs right now, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto in Capricorn, Moon, full Moon, Mars retrograde, Chiron there in Aries, Sun in Libra, are all, it's birthing. But every birth is a contraction. It is just the pumping of a muscle. It's something going in itself so something else can be created. So there's parts of our society right now that are collapsing in on it themselves so something new can be born. That's just how reality works. And in the 3D, it sometimes can look very harsh, disgusting, scary, terrifying. Ugh. It's part of the game when everything is so extreme in these parts, and it's not gonna be another year like this for literally 800, nearly 900 years. So much unrelentingly tough creation process. This is what creation is. That's why Libra represents partnership. We withdraw from our selfish desires so we can interact with another to help another manifest their own desires. This is partnership. We withdraw from ourselves to create this bond with something else. And consequently, in Aries, we withdraw the connection from something else to have this experience of individualism, of independence. But it's still this process of retreating from source to your soul birthing out of source through the simple act of withdrawal. Someone's doing off-road. Cheers. Still cannot withdraw from society. As much as this place can be sometimes, it used to be more far away, this woods. It's becoming quite suburban, but when it gets freaky, it gets freaky fast. But now it's raining quite starting to rain more and more, and I like it. I like the rain. So good. So the sunlight is retreating from itself so that night can live in. We are retreating from ourselves to work on partnerships, to work on intimacy, to work on transformation, to work on opportunities, to work on purpose, on meaning, our network, our social life, the collective. This is winter, this is autumn. This is the process of cardinal signs. It's very extreme right now. And this is the main focus of this full moon. The sun is in Libra and the moon is reflecting the sun's light from our Earth point of view on Aries' point of the sky. What are the relationships that make us feel naturally independent? Where can be our true, where and in what relationships, what places, what environments, with what people can we truly be our own unique selves? Think about that. With so much creative process happening right now in such a harsh way, I bet that a lot of social paradigms are changing. Friendships are changing, partnerships are changing, family ties are changing, ancestral ties are changing. Where and what partnerships make you feel you wholly, like fully better? We in the 3D, we're here to learn evolution from a human conceptual mind. We are limited in our understanding and in our knowledge, and that's the gift of being in the 3D and having the human condition. It can be both a curse and a gift. It depends on your perspective. Again, ambulances, rain, spooky stuff, hawks. um, that is most important right now. And every full moon, I wanted to take an example because every square moon, actually, the ambulances are more crazy, but actually, uh, not full moons as we're commonly understood in our full moon obsessed culture. We're really obsessed about the full moon as a collective culture. Think about that, because we're obsessed about opposition, of mirroring, of other people. Yeah, it's that environment. But it's instead of being too engaged in reality right now, do other Saturnine work with the full moon. Take a step back, reflect. If you want to know an answer during this full moon, take a step back and just allow the answer to come to you. Allow things to show themselves from the unconscious into you. So take these next three days, take a step back and see, and the answers will come quick. Do you feel yourself and the job you do and the service you do? Do you feel yourself with your partner? Do you feel yourself in your family? Do you feel yourself with yourself? Who are the people that make you you? Do they help you better yourself? Do they help you evolve? Are you a force of evolution and help in other people's lives? Or, just in it for very superficial, selfish reasons. This is a very creative year in the sense that old paradigms really are crumbling and before our very eyes, and this panic of what's going to happen, the uncertainty of the future, the unknown. That's what happens when Saturn is so strong. Uh, but know that all answers are already known in the heart. You already know it completely. You do. So stop wasting time with the things that keep you from yourself. That's the point. We all need to work on that, me included, everyone included. So let's honor this divine gift of being human by giving attention to the things that better us, that continuously shape us into better human beings, that help us our soul evolution. It's a spiral. Graffiti is a spiral. Don't do the whole Ouroboros eating its own tail. That is just being trapped in the cyclical samsara nonsense that is happening all around us. Think of a spiral. You can think of other 4D, 5D, whatever nonsense when you're more conscious of that presence. Now, focus on forward. It's fire. It's a masculine time of the year. Air. So moving forward, but not at the um, detriment of nature and the world around us. Not going forward, it's for the sake of going forward. That is why society is in the proverbial muck at the moment, because we went to individual, to Aries, and we're not accepting how everything is interlinked. The chains get broken, it all collapses. But no problem, the universe has its own fail-safes. It always comes back from extremes back into balance. Are you a force of that balance in the world? Do you create balance? You know, balance needs action. Love means taking action. And one last thing, this full moon will be conjunct Chiron. Chiron is a little planetoid between the orbits of Saturn and Uranus, so it's this transcendental bridge between the matter world and other dimensions that Uranus expresses. But it represents in modern astrology, because Chiron was discovered very recently in the late 70s. It represents the wound that can never be healed, but everything can be restored. But it represents that this reality is never going to be perfect. I mean, the processes that make it be so symmetrical are, in fact, perfect. But it is a place outside of creation. It's within God, but outside of God, if that makes sense. It's all a paradox and an irony, am I right? So Chiron reflects that it's just nothing feels right. Everything feels like a failure. And that's fine, because reality is a failure. Yeah, yeah. It cannot be perfect. If it would be perfect, it would already be in the perfect source, and nothing would be distinct, separate from it. But we are living in this human consciousness of understanding, difference, opposition, Saturn, the limits of it, eternal consciousness made material form, and Chiron is just this part of it sucks, but it can be restored. All existence, human existence, the highest, one of the highest experiences you can have in this life, is to find restoration and love within limits, within Saturn. That's how you do Chiron. You move from Saturn to Uranus to other realms by finding healing, restoration, love. So this full moon will reflect the fact that this creative process, what we're creating right now, what we're going forward with, feels ruined. It feels like a failure. It feels like, what's the point of doing anything? Because everything will just be destroyed no matter what. It's just a feeling. Do it anyways. Nothing is completely perfect. You're not perfect. You're a human being. Yes, Train. I agree. We're not perfect. We don't need to be perfect. We are. When you think of higher realms, lower realms, soul essence, but I'm talking cognitive consciousness. We cannot be perfect. Thank God we aren't. Thank the gods we are not. We can have this experience, and I can feel the rain in a haunted forest and have this experience because of it. So no matter how everything it just feels hopeless right now with this full moon, go past it. Go through it. Do it regardless. It'll get better the more you do. Go forward. Don't give up. It's not a time to give up. We still have a bit less than 80 days of Saturn in its home sign with Jupiter there. So these little under 80 days are gonna be whoo, ha, yeah. I'm wishing you all go forward to create the balance you want with your life, with the people, places, environment, ancestral times, family, everything that makes you fully feel in love with reality itself, even in this very ugh times. Wishing you all the best and a wonderful full moon. As I said at the beginning, you can reach out to me with the links below. Check out the links below in the description to book your animistic reading, so you understand how you can integrate all season within yourself, and how can that lead to success and fulfillment from an animistic point of view, natural point of view of astrology, as well as follow me on Instagram. Reach out to me there at of Venus. Check out my writings, and wishing you all the best this full moon. Remember, take some steps back and enjoy reality. Be active, yes, but when you search for some questions, let the full moon reflect. Let reality mirror what is inside your soul. Communicate with that. You'll feel instantly where you feel love, where you don't. You already know it. So celebrate both life, love, and death in equal measure. Own your freedom. Now, as the rain is starting to really fall, I will go and enjoy it as I have to get out of the woods before I drown in mud. Love you all my purple best. Cheers.